Hey everyone, Ace here, he, she. And as you can tell by not only the title but the screen right now, we're doing another PodFic. This one is called Someone Like You by, and I'm sorry if I am going to butcher the name, Sparky Pasker? Sparky Pasker? Again, I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name. I like this fanfic. All the fanfics I'm doing I like, to be honest. So I'm probably honestly biased. The tags will be in the description, and here is the summary. No, I don't think you can be a hero without a quirk. But All Might was wrong. They may not be called heroes, but quirkless individuals can crime fight as long as they have a license. A crime fighter's license. It might have just been easier to try and get into hero school. Chapter 1. No, I don't think you can be a hero without a quirk. Izuku sat at his desk, absent-mindedly scrolling through his favorite quirkless form. Normally, after a bad day, speaking with others who are like him fills him with a sense of community and belonging. But not today. Today, that one sentence played on repeat, circling his mind like a determined roller coaster. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's sirens right now. And I thought it was going to be quiet for a while. So that's kind of annoying. Anyhow, circling his mind like a determined roller coaster. The acquaintances he had made online were messaging him. Little envelopes were popping up next to names on his friend list. Some had green dots next to them, some didn't. He had been ignoring all attempts to contact him for the last however many hours it has been since he got home. He was one of the younger members on this particular site, or so he has been told by the monitor. It's not too surprising the older outcasts would want to check in. Izuku was an active member of the forum, talking about his day or what hero he had seen on the way home from school. He posted something nearly every day. Those who he had friended would have seen him online, but was not even attempting to interact with anyone. That reminded him. He probably needed to change his username now. He didn't know if he would be able to even look at the computer, knowing that anything he did would be associated with a name he no longer believed in. All Might Jr. has changed their username to Deku. The comments came in immediately. Big Brother 23. No. Change your name back right now. This is not acceptable in this house. Freakazoid. I agree with the statement, Big Bro, but not in those exact words. Kid, we talked about this. You cannot give your bullies the satisfaction of thinking they won. If you start here, where will it end? No soup for you. Dude, you're like the emphasis. You're like the eptomen of a hero fanboy. What the hell happened to cause this? CSI guy. If I had to guess, I would say that whatever happened had less to do with Hero Society and more to do with All Might himself. Izuku complimented Izuku contemplated if he wanted to respond. He had never told anyone here of his dream. He was unsure if anyone would be able to understand what he was feeling. Should he take the risk of being shattered by people who should be able to sympathize with him? Deku. Deku. I met All Might today. He told me I could not be a hero without a quirk. Big Brother 23. Well, he can go fuck himself then. No soup for you. No swearing around the kid. Big Brother 23. Fine. But I stand by it. Freakazoid. No true hero would say something like that to anyone. If you want to be a hero, go be a hero. CSI guy. Well, I don't agree with saying it like that. All Might may have a point. Izuku felt his heart breaking. Big Brother 23. You should be extremely careful with what you say from now on. You're on a thin fucking ice. No soup for you? Yeah, jackass. If you continue, I will personally make sure your body is never found. Big Brother 23, you literally just told me off for swearing in front of the kid. No soup for you? Yeah, and I'm a hypocrite, so sue me. Freakazoid. I can't express how disappointed I am in you, CSI guy. CSI guy. Now hold on a second. Before you go biting my head off, let me explain. All Might is a Limelight hero and has been number 1 for decades. It is highly unlikely he thinks of heroism as anything less than what he is doing, using his overpowered quirk to fight bad guys. And because of his strength, he is probably the one that is called when there is a villain local heroes can't handle. Therefore, his idea of a hero would be someone like him. As someone who is quirkless, I can positively say that none of us in a million years could be able to perform the same feats as All Might. I'm sure you would be able to be a hero, but not one like All Might. You would not be in the limelight. You would not be famous. That was a lot. Deku. But I don't care about being famous, not being in the limelight. I just want to help people. CSI guy. Then of course you can be a hero. Deku. But he also told me to be more realistic, to become a police officer or a doctor or some other profession that helps people. But all I've ever dreamed about is being a hero. I don't think I'd be happy being anything else. Excuse me. CSI guy. No, I get it. I do. Look, I work in a crime lab, but all I'm allowed to do is keep inventory. I am not allowed to touch or process evidence in any way. After all, if I were to touch it, it would no longer be as admissible in court. When I was younger, all I wanted to do was be a scientist. Colleges believe that because of my quirklessness, I'm not smart enough to be admitted. This was the closest I could get. No soup for you. I'm not sure if I ever told you guys, but I wanted to be a chef. I'm self-taught for the most part, and even tried opening my own restaurant once. But no one wanted to eat food made by someone quirkless, because it's contagious. Needless to say, we had to shut down after a few months. But I just couldn't leave the food service. I loved it too much. So now I clean tables. Big Brother 23. Well, I'm pretty open about what I am doing from day to day. At the moment, I'm jobless. But I normally just drift from one job to the next. All of them are unskilled labor positions. Freakazoid. Well, I'm a NEET. I am currently mooching off my parents while searching for a job that I'm actually allowed to do. I'm thinking I may actually have to settle for waste disposal. If anyone has a better idea, HMU. I'm sorry, I don't know what that stands for. I feel so bad. Izuku logged off the forum with an abrupt goodbye and went to Google. He began looking for jobs that would allow Quirkless to apply. CSI guy was right. Even if Izuku did become a hero, he would never be famous or wealthy. More than likely, the amount that he would be paid would be less than what he would need to survive. He would have to find a second job anyways. The results were less than encouraging. He scrolled through the page after page with little to no result. He briefly thought about calling it a night when a small article at the bottom of page 75 caught his eye. He clicked on the link. It led him to an article from more than 50 years ago. A quirkless man had been killed while attempting to save a high schooler from being mugged on their way home from school. The author called the man a crime fighter. That was odd. The way it was written, it was as if that's a title. Izuku opened another window and went back to Google, typing in crime fighter and Quirkless. The search brought up one result. It was another news article. This one was from about 100 years ago. That was around the time when the Quirkless families in power died out. The less powerful Quirkless family was very much anti-Quirk. When they realized they were dying out, they did everything they could to make sure Quirkless individuals would be around as long as possible. They are the only reason why children aren't immediately killed when diagnosed as Quirkless. Izuku learned that in history from a teacher that did not make it a secret that he disagreed with the government bowing down to the quirkless freaks. The family, in their attempt to limit the capacity of the new created Hero Public Safety Commission, forced the government to create the crime fighter license. For much of the history of quirks, heroes were what is now considered vigilantes. Once vigilantes became more common and started to actually become a public nuisance, the government declared that anyone wanting to use their quirk to fight crime must be licensed. This limited the amount of people fighting crime on the street. No one wanted to out themselves as a quirk user. They would immediately be killed by their friends and family. The only people brave enough to apply for a license were those who had strong quirks they could use to defend themselves. The quirkless families in power did not want to give that much power over to one organization without having quirkless representation. I am sorry. Which would not be controlled by the organization in question. In other words, if there was going to be one organization in control of all the licensed quirk users, there should be a counterbalance of crime fighters not controlled by the same organization. According to what Izuku found, crime fighters are quirkless individuals who fight criminals. Let's retry that. According to what Izuku found, crime fighters are quirkless individuals who fight criminals. They are licensed, not by the HPSC, but by their local police station. The only reason they are licensed in the first place is so that villains can't come. The only reasons they are licensed in the first place is so that villains can't come back and claim assault. Izuku's heart began to pound in excitement. These were really truly quirkless heroes. Well, not heroes exactly, but they did not have that distinction, but they're essentially heroes. He just needed to find out if that provision had ever repealed. After a little searching, he discovered a single line hidden in legal jargon that states that quirkless individuals may attain license for detaining villains at their local precinct. Izuku threw his hands in the air with a smile on his face and span in his seat. Izuku threw his hands in the air with a smile on his face and spun in his seat. He was going to be a crime fighter. A poster above his head caught his eye. All Might smiled down at him, showing all his teeth as if he's sneering. No, I don't think you can be a quirk without it. Wow. I don't think you can be a quirk without a hero. Wow. Attempt 2. No, I don't think you can be a hero without a quirk. Anger surged through his body. All Might was wrong. What he said was nothing more than his opinion, and that was crap. Izuku tore the poster down in the middle, ripping it up into shreds. pieces of the poster raining around him before falling to the floor beneath his feet. He was going to be a crime fighter, and nothing was going to stop him. Well, that's the end of chapter 1. Chapter 2 is next. And I hope you stay tuned for that. Like I said, anything that I think needs to be in the descriptions, like trigger warnings, maybe some of the tags, will be down in the description. I'll try and add the link as well in the description. I hope you enjoyed that, and I loved how, I won't say emotional, let's go with emotional chapter 1 was. Like, how it's just sad, and like all the like talk about how the others were discriminated against. And I love how it's like Izuku just went on this rabbit hole of searching and searching, and then found what he's like, yes, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to read the first sentence of chapter 2 just so you can get a bit of what to sort of expect. Well, so yeah, I'm going to read that and then close it off for today. Izuku sat down across from his mother, a plate full of fish, vegetables, and rice waiting for him. The two of them ate in silence, as is usual. So, I'm hoping that's what you guys are I hope that helps a bit in what you should expect in chapter 2. Maybe not. We shall see. But there are, at the moment, 35 chapters. And I think this is still... There's 35 chapters. It is still ongoing. And if I catch up before the author's done, then I guess we'll wait together. But until next time, my beautiful mythical creatures, stay hydrated and eat donuts, and have a wonderful day.